In Finland, more than 20,000 accidents happen at work every year as a result of slips, trips, and falls. These accidents lead to employees taking more than 350,000 days off work. People typically strain, sprain, and fracture their arms or legs. More serious injuries are caused by blows to the head, which can be fatal. Let's go through a few examples. 1. An employee slipped as he entered the building and fell headfirst down a flight of stairs, hitting the concrete floor 1.3 meters below. He died as a result of his injuries. 2. An employee slipped in a dark car park outside his workplace and strained his back. 3. Employees had to walk around stuff that had been left blocking a passageway in an industrial facility. One of the employees slipped, sprained his knee, and hit the back of his head on the floor. 4. An employee tripped over a high door sill and dislocated her shoulder as a result of the fall. 5. An employee fell and broke his wrist after tripping over cables that had been left on the ground at a construction site. Now let's run through some ways of avoiding similar accidents. Plan your workspaces and access routes so they can easily be kept neat and tidy. Risk assessments help you to identify dangerous places and implement the necessary safety measures. Make sure that indoor and outdoor areas are properly and sufficiently lit. Ensure there is good lighting in stairways, corridors, and entrances in particular. Sturdy handrails, good visibility, and slip-resistant floor surfaces also improve safety on staircases. Remember to carry out regular cleaning and maintenance. Make sure people can work at an appropriate pace. Accidents are more likely when you are in a hurry. Smooth work processes help to keep everything in order. Make sure you have enough time to get from place to place. Wear suitable shoes for the weather and your work. Keep your eyes open and focus on one thing at a time. Put things back in their place and don't block floors and access routes. Don't leave traps for your workmates. Always report any dangers that you notice and remove them yourself if you can do so safely. Let's make it safe to walk around the workplace together.
Operating an engine lathe. Don't wear long sleeves or loose-fitting clothing. Tuck in loose clothes. Remove all jewelry such as watches, bracelets, and rings. And keep long hair rolled up and tied behind your head. Always wear safety glasses.
When changing chucks, use a wooden cradle to avoid dropping the chuck on the ways or on your fingers.
Personal Protective Equipment (PPE). Use of personal protective equipments (PPEs) to reduce the employee exposure to the hazards when engineering and administrative controls are not feasible or effective in reducing these exposures to acceptable levels. Mandatory PPE: safety helmet, hard hat, to protect workers against impact and penetration of falling, flying, and stationary objects. Safety shoe: workers performing tasks which potentially expose them to extreme foot injury hazards, such as operating a ground temper or chipping concrete with a jackhammer, shall wear metal foot protectors. Safety goggles: to prevent employee eye exposure by requiring all workers and projects to enforce eye protection use. Impact-resistant safety glasses with side shields. Prescription lens safety glasses with side shields. Vented safety goggles. Non-vented safety goggles. Task-specific PPEs. Hearing protection. Many construction and manufacturing activities are overexposed to noise. In time, overexposure can damage your hearing. Hearing loss prevents you from hearing other hazards on the job.
Before starting any work on site, all staff must wear the required PPE and carry out checks to make sure it is fit for purpose. If any of the checks fail, you must replace that item before starting any work. Let's look at the checks for your Safe 6. If your boots are in good condition, they can protect you from around 1,530 kilos of weight. Always check for holes to the surface and sole of the boot and check that the steel toe cap is not showing through. Your coveralls are designed to protect you from arc and flame. Check your overalls are clean and there are no rips and tears, then check that the zips are functional. A person in high vis can be seen from around 300 meters compared to just 50 meters without. Check that your high vis jacket is clean to ensure you're always visible on sight. To check your hat is fit for purpose, check the manufacture date inside the brim of the hat. Your hat is no longer safe 3 years after manufacture. Check for any cracks, bumps, dirt or stickers on the surface of the hat. If you see any stickers, the hat must be replaced immediately. Ensure you're using the right gloves for the task. The numbers on the back of the glove under the shield indicate the level of abrasion, cut, tear and puncture resistance. Always check your gloves for rips and tears before use. Blow into the glove. If it inflates, it is safe to use. Your safety glasses are tested by firing a small steel ball at the lenses with an impact velocity of 268 miles per hour. That's equivalent to a gun firing a small bullet. Check all eye protection is clean using wipes from the store. Check for any scratches or visible damage which could obstruct vision or weaken protection.
Hi, I'm Enterprise Safety Man talking about tool safety and using the right tools for the right jobs. Enterprise takes safety seriously, so we want you to take these tips with you when you report for work. First, only use the tools you have been trained to use. That limits your risk on the job site. Before using an electrical tool, make sure the test tag is current. Construction tools should be tested every 3 months. Check with your supervisor if you have questions about a tool's test tag. Before operating, make sure all power tools and guards are in good condition. If a cord looks frayed or damaged, don't plug it in. Instead, report the damage to the appropriate supervisor. Always use an RCD or an approved lifeguard box. When you're finished with the tool, turn it off at the power source to prevent injury to you or someone else. Always make sure you wear the appropriate protective gear and shoes when operating any tool, large or small. Clean up after you've finished using tools. Anything lying around a worksite can be a fall hazard. Mobile generators, compressors, and petrol-powered tools should always be well maintained and in good working condition before being used. Each worksite should have a designated refueling point and should be stocked with a fire extinguisher. All fuel should be stored in approved containers. Tool safety is just one way to help you stay safe on the job. Remember, safety is no accident.